Zeus is furious, and you're trapped in his temple. But the sound doesn't come from outside, it explodes inside your head. Thunder rips through the sky like spears. The walls scream. You wake, chained to the hot marble floor. Blood drips from your wrists, mixed with molten gold. You try to move, but the temple is alive, and it doesn't want you to escape. With each breath, the air grows heavier. It smells of iron and burnt myrrh. Statues of Zeus watch you with sapphire eyes. Some weep, others smile. High above, between floating columns, a colossal shadow walks, beard like a storm, eyes like cyclones. Zeus. But he doesn't scream, he whispers. And the moment you hear your own name coming from his mouth, you understand this isn't a dream. It's a damnation. But first of all, which city or country are you watching this from? Olympus wants to know where this story is going.
You open your eyes, and there is no floor. The temple you stand in doesn't touch the earth. It floats, suspended between heavy clouds, where thunder swirls like circling predators. The columns around you aren't fixed. They move, slow, spiraling, as if dancing around your sentence. Some are cracked. Others drip a golden liquid, thick as divine blood. The air here isn't air. It's dense, heavy, almost solid. Each breath scratches your throat with the taste of burnt iron, ancient myrrh, and something alive, something watching. Before you, dozens of statues of Zeus, each one with a distinct expression. One screams, another weeps, a third smiles. But the eyes are all the same, sapphire stones that follow your every move. One of the statues blinks, another bleeds from the mouth. And for the first time, you understand. This isn't decoration. The entire temple reacts to your presence. The floor pulsates. The columns creak. The statues whisper to each other, as if you were an intruder, or worse, an offering. Then everything stops. The thunder freezes in the air. The columns stand still. Even the air seems to hold its breath, and it is in this absolute silence that he appears. At the top of the suspended staircase, enveloped in silent lightning, a figure descends. He doesn't walk, he floats. The space around him seems to make way for him. His cloak billows with winds that don't touch you. His beard roars like a living storm. And his eyes, two compact hurricanes that shine with absolute power. Zeus. He doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. His presence fills the temple. It suffocates the space. It bends even the statues. The marble cracks beneath his feet. And yet, he smiles, slow, cruel, almost amused. You don't understand. Why that smile? Why that calm? If he's furious, why hasn't he destroyed you yet?
Zeus doesn't approach. He just watches, like someone who already knows the end and is simply curious to know if you'll beg before you fall. His eyes roam your chained body. They stop at your wrists, at the dripping blood, and at what shines inside. This blood, he finally speaks, his voice like contained thunder, is not pure. The words don't sound like an accusation. They sound like a sentence. You try to speak, to say you don't know what he's insinuating, that you don't understand what's happening. But Zeus doesn't answer. He raises a finger. Behind him, two cages open. You hear wings before you see them. Two creatures plummet from above, bound by chains of glowing bronze. Harpies, immense, with slashing wings and hungry eyes. They scream as if they've been trapped for centuries,
just for this moment, just for you. Zeus doesn't accuse you, he tests you. If you are truly a mistake of fate, show us what you're made of. The chains binding your hands fall, not out of mercy, but for fun. The harpies advance. They circle, closer and closer, sharp as living razors. You look to the side. No weapon, no escape. The entire temple watches, like a divine theater waiting for your bloody spectacle. Zeus crosses his arms. Survive, or prove that the blood you carry isn't even worth death. The claws tear the air near your head. One blow nearly decapitates you. You throw yourself to the ground. You roll. You bleed. But you breathe. For now. The second harpy dives like a spear. You leap aside. It tears the ground, opening a crack through which golden vapor escapes. The temple groans, and the sound coming from the hole isn't wind. It's something screaming down below. You're surrounded. There are no weapons. There is no help. There is no time. If Zeus has already judged you, what can you do but die? The harpies return to the air, preparing the final attack. But something pulses in the ground beside you. A crack, opened by the impact of the last blow, glows among the shards. Something is buried there, vibrating, calling. An ancient symbol, older than the temple, older than Zeus himself. You crawl toward it, arms bleeding, dodging the claws. With every inch, the glow intensifies. Circular lines, spiral runes, Kronos, the god of time, the father of all gods. You press your palm against the shard. Your blood seeps into the lines. And then, time trembles. The world slows. The harpies freeze in midair. Sound distorts. Light flickers at irregular intervals. Time begins to crumble. You feel something open, an invisible tear in space, a portal, not of escape, of reversal. You see yourself, seconds before, wounded, chained. You see Zeus watching with that same impassive gaze. Time gives way. You can redo the choice, correct it, escape. But the moment you step toward the rift, it closes, brutally. The temple creaks like a wounded animal. And then you hear the thunder. Zeus. He doesn't speak. He doesn't scream. He just looks up and smiles. A new smile, not one of judgment, but of cruel amusement. Playing with time, little one? That's bold, even for a bastard. The harpies resume their movement, as if they'd never stopped. The temple rebuilds itself. The symbol disappears into the ground. You stagger, gasping. It was close. You almost cheated time, almost cheated fate itself. But someone saw you, and now he wants to know how far you're willing to go. The harpy dives again. You barely manage to roll to the side. The ground crumbles beneath you, and for an instant, you fall. But something holds you. Not a hand, a force. Time and gravity stop completely. The world darkens. The temple vanishes. You are somewhere else, or nowhere. Golden light, suspended dust, and in the center, her, Athena. Cracked armor, spear in hand, a gaze that spans centuries. She doesn't attack you, nor does she smile. Her voice echoes in your mind like a memory you never had. He doesn't know everything, and I too was deceived. She raises the spear and places it lightly against your forehead. And what you see cannot be unseen. A mortal screaming under a total eclipse. Hera kneeling before an altar, bleeding gold from her hands. Hades with empty eyes, silently sealing a pact.
3 gods, 1 decision, a forbidden birth. Your name was hidden even from the oracles, Athena says. Your existence erased from record, because you are what Olympus fears most, a throne breaker. You stagger back, but there is no ground, only more visions, an empty throne, Zeus, fallen, and his hand holding the lightning bolt, not by choice, by destiny. Athena approaches, once more. Even I shouldn't know, but the temple reacted to your blood, and now there is no turning back. She touches your chest. You feel something there, not a heart, a weapon, dormant. Time flows again. Athena disappears, and you are back in the temple, surrounded by claws and thunder. But now, you know. And worse, Zeus might know too. If even Athena was deceived, what else have the gods hidden from you, and why?
Zeus is still there, but now he doesn't smile. His eyes glow with something ancient, absolute. It's not anger, it's resolve. The temple begins to shake. The columns scream, the ceiling cracks, the sky turns purple. You feel the air distort, as if the world itself is trying to escape. I knew something was wrong, Zeus says, his voice thick with thunder. From the moment the oracle fell silent, he raises his hand, slow, solemn. Lightning doesn't descend, it springs from his veins. Like electric serpents, it dances around his body, blue, gold, white, until the light feels like living flesh. You can't move. Your body doesn't respond. The entire temple collapses in a spiral, spinning toward the center. Zeus points. The blood of titans, mortals, and traitors flows through you. And this, it's intolerable. The lightning bolt forms in your hand. It's different from the others, denser, more ancient. It seems to contain within it a dying star. You sense your end, but before he fires, he stops, just for an instant, a blink, but he hesitates. His arm remains raised, the lightning throbs, the temple crumbles around him, and still he waits. Why? Is it fear, doubt, or something only he saw in you? Then he launches. The impact isn't sound, it's absence. You don't hear it. You disappear for a second. Your body is thrown against the altar. Your chest burns, your blood boils, but you're alive, fractured, cracked inside, but alive. Zeus stares at the aftermath. He should be satisfied, but his eyes are dark. If he could kill you, why didn't he finish the job?
You burn inside, as if the lightning were still there, cooking your soul. Your bones vibrate, your veins glow. Your blood doesn't flow, it glows. You try to breathe, but the air leaves your lungs. The world spins, the columns collapse, the temple closes like a fist. And then, the impossible happens. You stand, your legs don't respond to the pain, your chest smokes, your eyes see beyond. You see Zeus, but not only him. Behind him, echoes, shadows, ancient figures that should never be seen. Titans running in the dark, Kronos devouring his own offspring, Gaia splitting the earth, chaos, whispering something you understand without wanting to. You stagger. Look at your hands. They're no longer yours. They're covered in symbols, marks that glow like living constellations. And the temple stops. Zeus is still there, but his gaze has changed. He doesn't speak. He measures you, as if seeing something that shouldn't exist. This isn't possible, he murmurs, as if speaking to himself. The light around you grows, and you realize it's not light, it's memory.
something that was buried, something that was sealed away before Olympus was even born. You feel it. This thing that lives within you is not divine. It predates the gods. It is the original chaos, the error that precedes time, the flaw in creation. Zeus takes a step back. The harpy doesn't attack. The temple doesn't move. The sky goes silent. You don't understand what it is, but Zeus seems to recognize it. And in that instant, you realize it's not you who should fear the gods. It's all of Olympus that fears what you might awaken, what exactly exists within you, and why does even Zeus hesitate to destroy it?
Zeus no longer speaks. His mouth is closed, but his eyes scream, not with fury, with revulsion, as if before him there is not an enemy, but a mistake. He raises both hands now. The sky darkens so much that even the lightning falls silent. The energy emanating from him is different. It's not a bolt of lightning. It's a rupture. You feel your spine stiffen, your skin burn from within, your mind crack. And then it happens. You are no longer one. Your soul, what you've never seen but always was, splits. One half is swallowed by a black light, dragged down through the temple's cracks. You hear screams, gates slamming, chains of Tartarus. The other half remains, chained to the temple, to the cracked marble, to the weak body. You still breathe, but you no longer feel everything. Only the half that remains. You try to speak, but your voice won't come. You try to cry, but there's no longer enough pain in just half a soul. Zeus watches you for a few seconds, like someone who breaks a mirror and likes neither the reflection nor the shards. Let it stay like this, he says with contempt, neither alive, nor dead, nor whole. And he disappears. The temple fades. Now only echoes remain, chains in the air, empty statues, the silence of the gods. You are alone, divided. And you know that half of you is in hell, the other here. What are you now? A broken weapon? An eternal mistake? Is it better to continue existing like this, or wish that the missing part never returns?
The silence weighs heavy like punishment. The temple is dead, but the statue's eyes continue to watch you, lifeless, but not empty. You try to get up, but your body doesn't feel the same way it once did. Something in you is left behind. Something in you has been altered, divided. Then she appears. From the rubble, as if sprouting from the destruction itself, Aphrodite emerges. She doesn't walk, she glides. She doesn't cry, she smiles. Dressed in veils that dance without wind, she passes through the wreckage as if stepping on sacred ash. Her eyes don't shine like those of the other gods. They burn with desire and contempt, mingled in an intensity impossible to measure. She approaches without saying anything. She surveys the damage. She surveys you. I knew chaos had a taste, but I didn't know it would be so beautiful. She touches your face, not with affection, with curiosity. Half of you in Tartarus, half here, thirsting for revenge. Perfect. You try to ask her what she wants. Her voice trails off. She leans in, as if to whisper something intimate. But what she says is for the heavens to hear. You're the fuse, you know.
the fuse that will set everything ablaze. Olympus, the Pax, the thrones. She watches you as if she were a new toy, dangerous, unstable, irresistible. And you haven't even chosen your side yet. She smiles. But don't worry, I can help. Before you can answer, she disappears, as if she'd never been there. The temple continues to crumble, and now there's something new in the air. It's not fear, it's anticipation. What did she see in you? And why, of all the gods, was Aphrodite the first to approach?
Her presence still echoes in the temple. Even with her body gone, the impact remains. The touch on your face, the promise between the lines. You are alone again. But now, you are no longer in the same place, even though you are in the same temple, because now you have a choice. Following Aphrodite means destroying everything the gods have protected for ages. Ancient pacts, divine rules, the celestial order. If you accept her help, Olympus falls. But if you refuse, what remains is the dark call of Tartarus. The other half of you, dragged to the depths, still lives, and she wants company. You look up, there is no light. You look down, the ground pulsates, and in the midst of it all, you. Aphrodite showed you the way. Zeus showed you the punishment. Now, all that remains is to decide. You have already faced Zeus, but Aphrodite will make you beg to return to hell.